To give you just a glimpse of the damage, check out this canopy that used to hang here above this deck. It's all completely shredded from the hail. We went and asked Best Way, is paper or plastic better?
There's been a lot of celebration here tonight, but there's been no more excitement in this room than when it was announced Jared Polis is the governor-elect.
The Teller County Sheriff's Office says a Woodland Park man is now in custody for distributing marijuana laced with methamphetamine to middle school students. So if you're doing the math at home, that $3 million bond means we'd only have ambulance services for about a month and a half. It's in this lawsuit where the ACLU says Sheriff Mikesell cannot hold anyone for ICE after they post bond. Sheriff Mikesell was in court here today. In total, the affidavit says 79 pieces of mail never made it into people's mailboxes. We are at Murray and GALLEY right now. We are on the southeast corner in a parking lot shopping center. Behind me, you can see dozens of law enforcement vehicles. 2018 was a particularly deadly year on Colorado Springs roads, with 48 people losing their lives last year. It's a record for the city and not a good one. So we're asking, what are the biggest causes for the crashes on our streets? Crime tape is still up here on scene as law enforcement continue their investigation into what happened here. This is the most quiet that we've seen this scene all day, but earlier, chaos. A deputy calling frantically.
21 Murray Hill Apartments. We got an officer down, at least one officer down.
Law enforcement rushing to the scene.
We need multiple ambulances.
Mary Flo Horan heard it all.
A little close for comfort.
She lives in the Murray Hill Apartments and was putting on her shoes to leave when shots rang out.
It was less than a minute, probably like only 30 seconds. I heard like a pop, and then there was a slight pause, and then I heard like a pop, 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 and then there was another pause, and I heard probably one or two more gunshots, and then it was over.
When she got outside, she ran into a man who she believes was the suspect.
I saw the guy come around the corner. He was limping really badly and holding in his hip, and he went inside my building.
All we have right now, suspect is in number 105. I don't have any further at this point.
Horan says she's seen him before and he lives at the complex. But it's this scene leaving Deputy Micah Flick dead, 2 deputies and 1 CSPD officer injured.
If I had not taken those 2 minutes to put on a different pair of socks and put on different shoes, I would have been outside when it happened.
And this witness reeling. It's a green manicured lawn on this side of Whittier Drive, but the view from it, a front yard littered, a coffee maker with missing pieces, broken windows, a vacuum and suitcase on the sidewalk.
We shouldn't have to deal with this.
Jim Zuber has watched the yard take different forms for years, but in July, it became too much. Code enforcement for the city of Colorado Springs did issue a notice of violation a few months back and issued several extensions to get it into compliance. About 2 weeks ago, it became a safety concern.
We found that there was personal items and debris being stored on the sidewalk and in the street, which is the right-of-way in front of the house. And at that point, we said, okay, we have to take some proactive measures here.
Which led to a warrant, 6 crew members and 3 CSPD officers at the property on Monday to clean up.
They mostly took the good stuff away, so you wouldn't be able to see nothing but maybe a pile of junk.
Rodney Leacock owns up to the mess. He says he finds the items and sells them at the flea market.
And all this stuff I find, but they said this was junk.
He tells us he's a 5-time felon and says circumstances like the fact he could not pay for a storage unit that was holding these items have led to this.
Could you agree that, having all of these items out here is a code violation?
I can agree that maybe it would be a code violation from somebody who just put the stuff out here to be a jerk.
Leacock insists his state of affairs don't make it a violation of city code, but he does apologize to his neighbors.
And I'm sorry that they had to deal with it because that's not what I was trying to do.
Which doesn't mean much to Zuber.
If you're sorry, clean it up.
Saying sorry won't change this view.
Yeah, we are actually pulled over in a parking lot right now just for a minute because I want to show you the amount of snow that is collected on the grass here. I can even go ahead and hold it in my hands, even make it into a tiny little snowball if I really wanted to. I also want to show you cars are also starting to collect all of this snow because it's been consistently falling, but the flakes have gotten smaller. We're going to go ahead and get in the car and we'll take you out onto the roads to kind of show you what we're looking at. All right. seatbelts on and we'll get going. But like I said, the flakes have gotten smaller actually over our time here. Probably in the last hour, the flakes have gotten smaller, but there's still quite a few of them. And so even in the parking lot, I was noticing that there's some snow collecting on the pavement itself. And so I'm sure that that's going to start to eventually collect on the roads here as well. But for right now, if I can flip around the camera, if it's not already, I'm going to show you the roads a little bit. The flashing lights that you see is a little fender bender, nothing too serious, but the roads itself are a little wet. Drivers aren't really having too many issues. However, it's still a good reminder to make sure to check those bridges and overpasses as you're out and about, and make sure that you're leaving plenty of room and plenty of time to be able to get where you're going, as this storm, as Stacy said, is going to get worse, and as roads start to get colder, that's when we could obviously see some issues. So just a reminder to be safe out there, but for now we'll send it back to you in the studio.
For 12 hours on one intersection on this day.
17 years strong. Got to remember 9/11.
Chris Seal walks with a purpose.
So it's not being washed away, and it's not being forgotten.
Carrying the stars and stripes.
It's all held together. That's what we're supposed to be, is held together. I just want everybody to remember how that was and how we felt that first year, and that we came together.
Unity.
Thank you guys.
Is his message.
I never lost anybody. I'm not a veteran. But if we look at it, we all lost somebody because we're Americans.
The response keeps him walking for 720 minutes.
I'm just getting to know people and that have that same heart and that passion that I'm trying to deliver to the community, to let them know that, hey, we can all grow from this.
Two of those people, Randina Hoyt and her daughter Raina.
I've passed him probably about 6 times today, and every single time I've honked for thanks for him.
While 5-year-old Raina never experienced that terror, Randina wants her to understand.
I think it's important for her to be able to see and experience the history, so she knows full well and she never forgets too.
Even over the years, the support.
Thank you.
And the 12 hours on this intersection.
It's opened my heart also.
Has changed him too.